Hello! We're excited to show you our native speech capabilities. Welcome back to the English journey. Today, we are talking about the small things we do every day that lead to a big, beautiful life. I'm Anna.
And I'm Abel. Your daily routine is your secret weapon for success, and today we will help you describe it perfectly in English.
That is right, Abel. A daily routine is what you do every single day. The same things, again and again. And these small things, they really change your life.
They really do. So today we are going to talk about the whole day. We start with the morning, then we talk about work, then the evening, and then sleep. Everything.
And we will use simple, easy English. So if you are a beginner, do not worry. This podcast is for you. Just relax, listen, and learn.
Yes, listen to the words we use. Listen to the sentences, and try to repeat after us if you can. That is a great way to practice.
Okay, so let us begin with the morning. Abel, what time do you wake up every day?
I wake up at 6 o'clock in the morning every single day, even on weekends. What about you, Hannah?
I wake up at 6:30, so you wake up a little earlier than me. Do you use an alarm clock?
Yes, I always use an alarm clock. I put it on the other side of the room, so I have to get out of bed to turn it off. That is my little trick.
Oh, that is very smart, because if the alarm clock is next to your bed, you just press the button and go back to sleep.
Exactly, and that is not good. When you wake up, you should get up right away. Do not stay in bed, do not look at your phone, just get up.
I agree. Looking at your phone first thing in the morning is a very bad habit. Many people do it. They wake up and they immediately check their phone. They look at social media, they read messages, and suddenly 30 minutes are gone.
Yes, and your brain feels tired already. You have not even started your day and you already feel stressed. So I say do not touch your phone for the first 30 minutes of your day.
That is excellent advice. Okay, so you wake up at 6, you get out of bed. What do you do next?
The first thing I do is stretch. I stretch my arms, I stretch my legs, I stretch my back. It feels so good. My body is stiff in the morning because I sleep for many hours, so stretching helps me feel awake and flexible.
I do the same thing. I stretch every morning. It only takes 5 minutes, but it makes a big difference. When you stretch, your blood moves better in your body. You feel more energy, and your muscles feel relaxed.
Do you do any exercise in the morning, Hannah?
Yes, I do. After I stretch, I do a short workout. Nothing too hard. I do some simple exercises for about 15 minutes. Sometimes I do yoga. Sometimes I just walk around my neighborhood. It depends on how I feel that day.
That is wonderful. I also exercise in the morning. I usually go for a jog. I run slowly for about 20 minutes. I put on my running shoes and I go outside. The fresh air in the morning is amazing. The streets are quiet, the birds are singing. It is very peaceful.
Morning exercise is one of the best habits you can have. It wakes up your body, it wakes up your mind, and it makes you feel happy because your brain releases good chemicals when you exercise.
Yes, those are called endorphins, but don't worry about that word. Just remember, exercise makes you feel happy. That's the important thing.
Okay, so after exercise, what comes next? For me, it's time to take a shower.
Same for me. I take a shower every morning after my jog. I like to take a warm shower. Some people like cold showers. They say cold showers give you more energy, but I prefer warm water. It feels nice and relaxing.
I sometimes try cold showers. They are very difficult at first. The water is so cold, but after a few seconds, you get used to it. And when you finish, you feel very awake and alive. But most days, I also take a warm shower. I'm being honest.
That is fair. Okay, so after the shower, I get dressed. I usually pick my clothes the night before. That way I don't waste time in the morning thinking about what to wear.
Oh, that is another great tip. Picking your clothes the night before saves you time and energy. Some very successful people wear the same style of clothes every day. They don't want to spend time choosing outfits. They want to save their brain power for more important decisions.
That is very interesting. I don't wear the same thing every day, but I keep it simple. I don't spend more than 2 minutes choosing my clothes.
Okay, so now let's talk about breakfast. Abel, do you eat breakfast every day?
Absolutely. I always eat breakfast. I never skip breakfast. Breakfast is the most important meal of the day. It gives you energy for the morning. Without breakfast, I feel tired and I can't focus.
I feel the same way. When I skip breakfast, I feel weak and hungry by 10 o'clock, and then I eat something unhealthy, like chips or cookies. So it's much better to eat a good breakfast at home.
What do you usually eat for breakfast, Anna?
I usually eat oatmeal with fruit. I love oatmeal. It's warm, it's filling, and it's very healthy. I put some bananas on top. Sometimes I add some berries like blueberries or strawberries, and I drink a glass of water first before I eat anything.
Drinking water in the morning is so important. Your body is dehydrated after sleeping for 7 or 8 hours. You need water. I always drink a big glass of water as soon as I go to the kitchen. Then I make my breakfast.
What do you eat, Abel?
I like eggs. I usually make scrambled eggs with some toast and a small salad. I know, a salad for breakfast sounds strange, but I like to eat vegetables early in the day. And I also drink green tea. I don't drink coffee. Green tea gives me calm energy. Coffee sometimes makes me feel nervous.
That's interesting. I drink coffee, but only 1 cup. I don't drink too much coffee because it can make you feel anxious. 1 cup is enough for me.
1 cup is fine. The problem is when people drink 3, 4, or 5 cups of coffee every day. That is too much.
I agree. Okay, so let's talk about another important morning habit, and that is planning your day. Do you plan your day in the morning, Abel?
Yes, I do. Every morning after breakfast, I sit down for 5 minutes and I write down my 3 most important things I need to do that day. Not 10 things, not 20 things, just 3. Because if you try to do too many things, you don't finish anything.
That is very wise. I also make a to-do list. I write it in a small notebook. I like writing by hand. It helps me remember things better. And when I finish a task, I cross it off the list. That feels very satisfying.
Oh yes, crossing things off a list feels amazing. It gives you a sense of accomplishment. You feel productive. You feel good about yourself.
So, to summarize the morning routine, here are the key habits. You wake up early, you do not look at your phone, you stretch your body, you exercise, you take a shower, you get dressed, you eat a healthy breakfast, and you plan your day.
If you do all of those things every morning, you will start your day feeling strong, focused, and happy. Trust me, it works.
Now, let's move on to the workday. Most people work from about 9 in the morning to 5 or 6 in the evening. That's a long time, so it's very important to have good habits during work.
The first thing I want to talk about is focus. When you work, you need to focus. That means you give all your attention to one thing. You don't try to do many things at the same time. That is called multitasking, and research shows that multitasking does not work well.
That is true. When you multitask, you actually do everything slower and worse. It's much better to focus on one task, finish it, and then move to the next task.
I use a simple method. I work for 25 minutes without stopping. I focus completely for 25 minutes. Then I take a 5-minute break. This is called the Pomodoro technique. It's very popular, and it really helps.
I use a similar method. I set a timer on my phone. When the timer is running, I don't check my email, I don't check social media, I don't talk to anyone, I just work. And when the timer rings, I take a short break.
Breaks are very important. You can't work for 8 hours without stopping. Your brain gets tired. You need to rest. During my breaks, I stand up, I walk around, I drink some water, I look out the window. I give my eyes a rest from the computer screen.
That is very important for your eyes. If you work on a computer all day, you should follow the 20-20-20 rule. Every 20 minutes, look at something 20 feet away for 20 seconds. This helps your eyes relax.
I didn't know that. That is a great tip. What else do you do during your workday, Anna?
I try to organize my desk every morning before I start working. A clean desk helps me think clearly. When my desk is messy, my mind feels messy too. So I put everything in its place. My pens go in the cup, my papers go in the folder, my water bottle goes on the right side. Everything has a place.
I need to do that more often. My desk sometimes gets very messy. I have papers everywhere, and then I can't find anything. So yes, organizing your workspace is a very good habit.
Another important work habit is eating a good lunch. Many people skip lunch or eat very fast at their desk. That is not healthy. You need to take a real lunch break. Step away from your computer. Eat slowly. Enjoy your food.
I agree 100%. I always take a lunch break. I eat a balanced meal with protein, vegetables, and some carbohydrates. For example, I often eat grilled chicken with rice and a salad. It is simple, healthy, and it gives me energy for the afternoon.
The afternoon can be very difficult. Many people feel sleepy after lunch. They lose their energy around 2 or 3 o'clock. This is normal, but there are things you can do to fight this tiredness.
Yes, one thing I do is take a short walk after lunch, even if it is just 10 minutes. Walking helps with digestion and gives me more energy. Also, I drink water in the afternoon. Sometimes when you feel tired, you are actually just thirsty.
That is so true. Dehydration makes you feel tired and foggy, so drink water throughout the day. I keep a water bottle on my desk and I try to drink at least 2 liters of water every day.
Another thing that helps during the workday is talking to your colleagues, not just about work, but about life. Having good relationships at work makes you happier and more productive. So take a few minutes to chat with the people around you. Ask them how their day is going. Be friendly, be kind.
That is beautiful advice, Abel. We spend so many hours at work. If we are not happy at work, we are not happy in life. So building good relationships with your coworkers is essential.
Okay, so let us review the workday habits. Focus on one task at a time, take regular breaks, organize your desk, eat a healthy lunch, walk after lunch, drink water, and be kind to your colleagues.
Perfect. Now let's move to the evening. The evening is your time to relax, recharge, and enjoy life, but it's also important to have good evening habits.
Absolutely. When I come home from work, the first thing I do is change my clothes. I take off my work clothes and put on comfortable clothes. This is a small thing, but it signals to my brain that work is over. Now it is time to relax.
I do the same thing. I change into comfortable clothes and I take a few minutes to just sit and breathe. I decompress. I let go of the stress from the day. Sometimes I close my eyes and I just breathe deeply for 2 or 3 minutes.
That is a form of meditation. Meditation is very powerful. You do not need to meditate for 30 minutes. Even 2 or 3 minutes of deep breathing can make a big difference. It calms your mind, it lowers your stress, and it helps you enjoy your evening more.
Now, let's talk about cooking. Do you cook dinner at home, Abel?
Yes, I cook almost every day. I love cooking. It's one of my favorite activities. I put on some music and I cook. I chop the vegetables, I stir the sauce, I season the food. It's like a meditation for me.
I also enjoy cooking, and cooking at home is much healthier than eating out or ordering fast food. When you cook at home, you know exactly what's in your food. You control the ingredients. You use fresh vegetables, you use less oil, you use less salt. It's better for your body.
And it saves money too. Eating at restaurants every day is very expensive. Cooking at home is much cheaper, and the food often tastes better because you make it with love.
What do you usually cook for dinner, Abel?
I like to keep it simple. I usually cook some kind of protein like fish or chicken. Then I add vegetables and a grain like rice or pasta. One of my favorite meals is baked salmon with roasted vegetables and brown rice. It takes about 30 minutes to make and it is delicious.
That sounds wonderful. I often cook soup in the evening. I make a big pot of vegetable soup. It's warm, it's filling, and it's very easy to make. I just put all the vegetables in the pot, add water and some spices, and let it cook for 20 minutes.
Soup is great, especially in the winter. Okay, so after dinner, what do you do, Anna?
After dinner, I spend time with my family. This is very important to me. We sit together in the living room, we talk about our day, we share stories. Sometimes we play a board game, sometimes we watch a movie together. This family time is the best part of my day.
That is so lovely. I value family time. I think in our busy modern lives, we sometimes forget to connect with the people we love. We're always on our phones, always working, always busy, but we need to stop and spend quality time with our family and friends.
You are so right. Put down your phone, turn off the television, and just talk to each other. Look into each other's eyes. Listen to each other. This is how you build strong, loving relationships.
After family time, I like to do something just for myself. I read a book. I usually read for about 30 minutes before bed. I like reading because it helps me learn new things, and it also relaxes my mind. It's much better than watching the news or scrolling through social media before bed.
Reading is such a wonderful habit. I also read before bed. Right now, I'm reading a book about healthy habits. It's very interesting. And reading in English is a great way for our listeners to improve their English too. Start with easy books, children's books, or graded readers, and then slowly move to harder books.
That is excellent advice for our listeners. Read in English every day, even if it is just one page. Over time, your vocabulary will grow and your understanding will improve.
Another evening habit I have is writing in my journal. Every night, I write 3 things I'm grateful for. This is called a gratitude journal. For example, tonight I might write, I'm grateful for a delicious dinner. I'm grateful for time with my family. I'm grateful for my health. This practice helps me feel positive and happy.
I love that. Gratitude is very powerful. When you focus on the good things in your life, you feel happier. Even on a bad day, you can find something to be grateful for. Maybe the weather was nice. Maybe a stranger smiled at you. Maybe your lunch was tasty. There is always something.
Always. Okay, now let's talk about something very important, sleep. We spend about 1/3 of our life sleeping. That's a lot of time, so we need to sleep well.
Sleep is probably the most important part of your daily routine. If you don't sleep well, everything else suffers. You can't focus, you feel tired, you get angry easily, you make bad decisions, you eat unhealthy food. Everything is harder when you're tired.
So, how can we sleep better? Let's share some tips. First, go to bed at the same time every night. Your body has a clock inside it. When you go to bed at the same time every night, your body learns when to feel sleepy. This makes it easier to fall asleep.
I go to bed at 10:30 every night, even on weekends, and I wake up at 6 every morning. That gives me about 7.5 hours of sleep. Most adults need between 7 and 9 hours of sleep every night.
That is right. The second tip is to make your bedroom dark and quiet. Turn off all the lights, close the curtains. If there is noise outside, use earplugs or a white noise machine. Your brain sleeps better in a dark, quiet environment.
The third tip is to avoid screens before bed. Do not watch television, do not use your computer, and do not look at your phone for at least 30 minutes before you go to sleep. The blue light from screens tells your brain to stay awake, so if you look at your phone in bed, your brain thinks it is still daytime.
This is a very hard habit to change. Many people use their phone in bed. They watch videos, they check social media, but it really does affect your sleep. Try reading a book instead, or listening to calm music, or just talking to your partner.
Another tip is to avoid eating a big meal right before bed. If you eat too much, your body has to work hard to digest the food, and that makes it harder to sleep. Try to eat your last big meal at least 2 or 3 hours before bedtime.
Also, avoid drinking caffeine in the afternoon and evening. Remember, caffeine stays in your body for many hours, so if you drink coffee at 4 in the afternoon, it can still affect your sleep at 10 at night.
I did not know it stayed that long. That is very important information. So drink your coffee in the morning and switch to water or herbal tea in the afternoon.
One more sleep tip. Try to relax before bed. You can take a warm bath, you can listen to soft music, you can practice deep breathing, you can do some gentle stretching. These activities tell your body it is time to slow down and prepare for sleep.
I sometimes listen to nature sounds before bed, rain sounds or ocean waves. It's very calming. My mind stops racing and I drift off to sleep very peacefully.
That sounds beautiful. Okay, Abel, let us now talk about why all of these habits matter. Why should someone create a daily routine?
Great question. A daily routine gives your life structure. When you have a routine, you don't waste time deciding what to do. You already know. Wake up, exercise, eat breakfast, work, take breaks, eat lunch, finish work, cook dinner, spend time with family, read, sleep. It's all planned.
And when you follow a routine, you feel more in control of your life. You feel less stressed, you feel more confident, you know that you are taking care of your body and your mind every single day.
A routine also helps you build good habits. When you do something every day, it becomes automatic. You don't have to think about it. It's just part of your life, like brushing your teeth. You don't think about brushing your teeth, you just do it. That's because it's a habit.
Exactly. And the small habits add up over time. If you exercise for just 15 minutes every day, that's over 90 hours of exercise in 1 year. If you read for 30 minutes every day, you can read about 20 books in 1 year. Small actions lead to big results.
And here's the most important thing. Your routine doesn't have to be perfect. You don't have to do everything we talked about today. Start with 1 or 2 new habits. Maybe start with drinking more water and going to bed at the same time every night. Just those 2 things. Then, after a few weeks, add another habit, and then another one. Slowly build your routine.
That's perfect advice. Do not try to change everything at once. That's too hard and you will give up. Change one small thing, master it, then add another. Be patient with yourself.
And remember, some days will not go as planned. Some days you will wake up late, some days you will skip your exercise, some days you will eat unhealthy food. That's okay. Don't be too hard on yourself. Just start again the next day. Every day is a new chance.
I love that. Every day is a new chance. That is so encouraging. Okay, Abel, before we finish, let us do a quick review of the key vocabulary from today's episode.
Good idea. So we talked about many action verbs today. Let's go through some of them. Wake up. That means to stop sleeping. I wake up at 6.
Stretch. That means to extend your arms, legs, and body. I stretch every morning to feel more flexible.
Exercise. That means to move your body to stay healthy and strong. I exercise for 20 minutes every day.
Organize. That means to put things in order. I organize my desk before I start working.
Focus. That means to give all your attention to one thing. I focus on one task at a time.
Cook. That means to prepare food using heat. I cook dinner at home almost every night.
Relax. That means to rest and feel calm. I relax in the evening after a long day of work.
Meditate. That means to sit quietly and breathe deeply to calm your mind. I meditate for a few minutes every evening.
Read. That means to look at words and understand them. I read a book before I go to bed.
Reflect. That means to think carefully about your life and your experiences. I reflect on my day and write in my gratitude journal.
Sleep. That means to rest your body and mind with your eyes closed. I sleep for about 7.5 hours every night.
Those are all very useful verbs. If you can use these verbs in sentences, you can talk about your daily routine in English very well.
And remember to use the present simple tense when you talk about your routine. For example, I wake up at 6. She eats breakfast at 7. He goes to work at 8. We use the present simple tense for things we do regularly every day or every week.
Also, remember to use adverbs of frequency. These are words like always, usually, often, sometimes, rarely, and never. They tell us how often we do something. For example, I always drink water in the morning. I usually cook dinner at home. I sometimes watch a movie in the evening. I never skip breakfast.
Those adverbs are very important. They make your sentences more interesting and more accurate. Practice using them when you describe your daily routine.
Okay, I think we have covered everything for today. Abel, do you have any final words for our listeners?
Yes, I do. I want to say this to everyone listening right now. Your daily routine is your life. The things you do every day become who you are. So choose your habits wisely. Take care of your body. Take care of your mind. Be kind to yourself and to others. And remember, you don't need to make huge changes. Small, consistent actions will transform your life over time.
That is beautifully said. And I want to add one more thing. Learning English is also a daily habit. Listen to this podcast every day. Practice speaking every day. Read in English every day, even if it's just for 10 minutes. Over time, your English will be fluent and natural. We believe in you.
We really do. You are doing an amazing job just by listening to this episode today. Be proud of yourself, keep going, and never give up on your dreams.
Thank you so much for listening to The English Journey. We hope you enjoyed this episode about daily routines. If you found it helpful, please share it with a friend who is also learning English. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel so you never miss an episode.
Yes, please subscribe and leave us a comment. Tell us about your daily routine. What time do you wake up? What do you eat for breakfast? Do you exercise? We would love to hear from you.
We will see you in the next episode. Until then, take care of yourself, practice your English, and remember that every small step brings you closer to your goals.
Goodbye, everyone. Have a wonderful day and a peaceful night. See you next time on The English Journey.
Bye-bye, everyone. Keep learning, keep growing, and keep smiling. We're so proud of you.